We arrived today for a 48-hour match on a gravel pit in Kent. It's 8 acres, beautiful little lake. We've had a little walk about, see if we can see any fish. Supposedly it don't really matter because it's a draw, and when we come out they'll probably move anyway. But Gal, you've been on here for years. Tell us a little bit about the lake, what you've caught and sort of stuff like that.
Well, obviously you said it's an 8 acre gravel pit, up to about depth is sort of 21, 22 foot. It's pretty deep all round, silty.
Yeah.
A few little rocky areas, but nothing major to aim at. Yeah, I've had them out of here up to 32 is the biggest. Proper dark, like really, where the water's crystal clear, they're really dark, proper like nice looking ones. They got up to 45, I think. The big one come out last year, about 15 months ago. Ain't been out since. Comes out once every 18 months. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Don't come out any more than that. Yeah, there's obviously another lake over the back which is sort of similar size. It's got a few more features. That's sort of got a lot of lily pads in it and a few bars and that. But yeah, we chose to fish this one. Come out the draw pretty early. I managed to get in the swim that I wanted to get in. They've been coming out of here, and plus I've fished it a couple of times in the last sort of month, put quite a bit of bait out. So
yeah, so obviously you're saying you put a bit of bait out. I saw that you used the boat because you obviously didn't want to spom loads out just to get that bait out, but it's like when I come round here yesterday I saw a slick on the surface exactly where your spots are. Why was that, Gal?
well, I wanted to use the boat. I didn't want to spom out because I think everyone was banging markers out and whatever else trying to find it, so I just wanted to keep the disturbance to a minimum. I put out sort of, I think it's like an 18 litre bucket. I put that out and a bit more of just mix of like crushed up T1 and cut in half T1, corn, bits of pepper army, other bits, and then like I put a load of hemp oil and other glugs in it, things like that. So I wanted it proper slicky when it went in. And yeah, there seemed to be getting patches coming up off it sort of consistently all day, so I don't know if that was the fish down there feeding on it, moving it about, or it was just letting off, it was just breaking down naturally itself and coming off. But yeah, that was good. That's my middle rod. That's fished at about, not very far, I think it's 13 1/4 rod lengths. Just wrapped it around the sticks and got that out. It's sort of it's just on the rocky area, sort of just off of it into the silt. So it's a known sort of spot where they get caught off. So yeah, I've got one out there, and then the other two I've got one to the left hand side under the tree, which has produced quite a lot of fish for me before. It's only sort of rod length sort of down. But it's under the tree, it's got some pads and cabbages around it and all that. It's a nice little spot down there. And the other one I've got sort of, I think it's 3 1/4 wraps just to the right, which is another sort of little sandstone rocky area, but I'm just off of that. If you tend to fish it, you tend to get locked up on it and you end up losing a bit of tackle on that, so I don't really tend to fish right on it, I sort of just fish off it. But yeah, so that's sort of where I'm fishing at the minute.
How about hook baits though? What have you got sort of on the end, the business end?
At the minute, on all three, I've got IQD rigs using £20 Calder IQ, little micro ring swivel, and then T1 wafters on all three. One of them topped off with com out on the spot mix. The one on the left hand rod I've got half a T1, and on the right hand rod I've just got a T1 wafter, but all cut down. But yeah, they're pretty standard. IQD rigs all the way through. Bit of putty in the middle just to help weigh it down. Link loop on the end just for quick change. And that's pretty much it. Fishing them with the cob system.
Yeah.
So I like the way you pick the lead up from the heavy end. I think that sort of helps nail it home a little bit. So yeah, I fish my clutches quite tight. So I've done pretty well on here on chods before, but I don't really like fishing slack lines, you know. I think they get away with too much. They get too much movement. So I've done all right with sort of in stiff rigs before. Only little tiny short ones though. And yeah, if nothing happens sort of in the next day or so, I might sling one of them out with like an Ivy's pop up on it or something, just something a little bit different to see if, there's not really many people do that on it. I know it's sort of the dumb thing everywhere else, but not really many people fish them sort of IVs, pop-ups and that one here is sort of all bottom bait, that sort of thing.
Just something different, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I caught my biggest one out of here on a pink pop-up, so proper bright one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I caught that one.
Oh, wicked. What else about the lake? Sort of like how many years you been in that?
I've fished down here quite a few years now. My dad used to fish down here as well. He's had some lovely fish. He's had the second biggest one in here that goes, last come out of 39. He's had that out, I think he's had that twice, might be twice, maybe once. At 37 he had that, which is a lovely, lovely old like mirror, really dark looking. So that's definitely one I'd like to catch. I've been out for 6 months now, last out at 39, normally comes out about 5 times a year.
Yeah.
So, could be due out, either of the two big ones could be due out at any time really.
So like literally we're on the back lake, there's a front lake and then there's a gravel pit. There's obviously, how many of us in the draw? 39?
There's 39 in the draw, yeah, which is obviously a lot. It's normally busy down there anyway because they're not very big and they've got a lot of members, but it's obviously a lot, sort of quite more busy than what it normally is. Yeah, I can't remember exactly where I come out. I think it was in the top 10, so I managed to get in the swim that I wanted.
Yeah. So you're in the steps. I'm in
The swim called the Steps. You're next door in the double, the small helipad, and Ryan's over in the bay in number 4. Which when we had a walk around, there was a lot of fish up in the bay.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a good chance of nailing them. He's fishing nice and quiet and that, keeping out of the way. So they do get up in that bay as well, especially with all the pressure that's on it. He's the only one in that area, so definitely a good shout, definitely.
Yeah, well hopefully there'll be some out. There's only one, was it one on this lake that's been caught now? One on the back lake?
3.
So 3 on the back lake, a couple on the front lake and then one on the pit I think.
Yeah, I think a 38 come out the front, which is, obviously there's a prize for biggest fish and then a prize for biggest weight as well. Like the 38, first fish out of the match, that's going to be hard to beat for biggest fish, definitely.
Yeah.
You've got to have one of the 2 big ones out of here or the bigger one out the front. Apart from that, yeah, I think that's got a pretty good chance of staying biggest fish all the way through the match.
Yeah.
Unless something happens on the end.
Right, it's now Sunday, really quiet today. I've changed from having a couple of bottom baits to, I've got 2 zigs out there. I was fishing in 22 foot of water, so I've done an 18 foot and a 10 foot just to go sort of mid-water. Nothing really, put a bit of goo on it, but nothing, like I said, only 2 fish have come out, so it's been really quiet all over the lake. Now it's just like a sheet of glass. It rained a little bit about an hour ago. Yeah, so it rained a bit, it rained a little while ago, but I don't know, we've seen one bosh all day, that's it, like nothing. Literally about 20 minutes ago saw one bosh out, but other than that it's been really quiet. So like I said, I put a bottom bait on, the snowman rig, what I normally do, T1 with a little yellow pop up, but nothing. So let's hope we nick one tonight and I can report back what's out. Gary climbed the tree to see if there was anything moving in his left hand side margin. Previously that morning he threw 20 baits in and now it became apparent that they was gone. So obviously the fish were coming in and out and feeding there. So what he decided to do was to go and tie up a stiff hinge rig and put it on the spot. So let's see how he does this.
Right, it's now Sunday, 6 o'clock. Been pretty quiet today, to be honest. Last night was pretty non-eventful as well. Had a couple of liners on the left-hand rod under the tree down the margin, but they didn't really materialise into anything that you could have a strike at. Today it sort of heated up a little bit, and I see sort of one or two just starting to cruise about on the top. So I brung two of the rods in, one off the baited area and one out of the margins, both with zigs, fixed straight from the lead, drop off style. I'd done one at, I was fishing in 18 foot of water. I had 18 foot in front of me, so I had one at 16 foot and one at 13. So I just wanted to cover them areas, but nothing at all. Now the rain's just started to set in, so I quickly changed them brand. I put the same hook bait back out, washed out onto the baited area on the IQD rig, and on the right hand rod I've put an inch stiff rig with a squid pop up soaked in a squid goo, sort of about an inch and a half off the bottom. So just hoping that if something goes past there, it'll sort of catch their attention. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. The couple of fish, I think there's been 2 fish out of this lake since the match started. One over the far margin, which went 19, and one right down in the bay, which went 21. But there was a couple of swims free down there, and people have moved into them now. So that pressure, if there was any fish left down there, might push them back up this way. So we're sort of I'm sort of fishing in the middle area of the lake. So yeah, hopefully I'll have something to report a bit later.
Right, one bait for the rest of your life.
Tiger nut.
Spod or spom?
Spom.
One fisherman to take fishing with you.
Dave Lone.
Best fishing luggage.
Nash.
Best end tackle.
Calder.
Crisp or chocolate?
Crisp.
Best lake you've ever fished.
Gigantica.
Best fish you've ever caught.
Ooh. It's either flow out of here or the 39 fully scaled out of Gigantica.
Pick one.
I say flow.
Right. iPhone or Android?
Android all day long. iPhones are the 90s, mate.
Best attribute on a woman?
Us. Tight lines or slack?
Semi.
Alright. Second favourite species other than carp? Brain, because you look like one.
You prick. Probably perch.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
Good health to my kids.
Favourite thing about fishing?
Catching fish.
French 80 or an English 50?
English 50.
Margins or distance?
Far margins.
Bait boats cheating, yes or no?
Yeah.
Favourite sport or pastime other than fishing?
Boxing.
Fully scaled or linear?
Fully scaled.
Dream car?
Dream car. Probably top of the range BMW. Well, sadly the 48-hour session's come to an end. We haven't managed to catch one, but we have tried. We've gone from bottom baits to zig fishing to chods, but nothing seemed to really work. But it's been a bit slow anyway, nothing's really come out this weekend. I think someone won the competition by having one fish, big fish. I think it was a 39 pounder, so that was the winner. But yep, hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Please follow us at Cockney Carpers on Twitter, and we'll see you about. Thank you. Is your hair alright?
Yeah, sweet.
Like we're...
Take two.
No, don't touch that. No! No! Sit back, look. Right, it's now Sunday.
I'm still laughing like a little kid.
Right, it's now Sunday. It's been really quiet today. I think only 2 fish have come out. I've changed a bit from... like you're having a jostle.
Fucking took me off.
See ya. Come on.
Yeah, well, what happened? I got bored of jostling myself off in the bivvy because I weren't catching. So, thought I'd get up a tree and have a look inside and see some sticklebacks. Oh, funny, mate. I'll do it properly now, alright?